Hello viewers, good afternoon everybody. Welcome to your own channel KP's Lit Charts. This is Professor KP Mahapatra proposed to talk to you about the achievements of Shakespeare as a Renaissance dramatist. Friends, today I propose to discuss with you which is very relevant from the standpoint of NET exam, UGC NET exam, that is how did Shakespeare evolve as a legendary dramatist and how could he become a trendsetter in the age of Renaissance, which was just an offshoot of a dark age when there was no literary production at all. What could be the charisma? What could be the mystery? What could be the secret behind his success as a great dramatist? Well, before that, we have to, take a look at the historical background of his personal life. William Shakespeare was the son of John Shakespeare, who was a leather merchant. Shakespeare was born on 23rd April 1564 at Stratford-on-Avon. After he grew up, he was admitted to grammar school. In those times, grammar school used to give teachings on two subjects only. One is Latin and the other is mathematics. In Latin, somehow or other he was comfortable, but in mathematics he was a complete washout. He was terribly afraid of mathematics, and it resulted in his getting dropped from the school. He voluntarily dropped out from the school and came back to his village, settled down in his village. He created a group of friends. Those friends who were neither literate nor were they studying in school or college. They were simply, you may call, street urchins. So he used to spend his time in a very luxurious manner amid festivities, revelry, celebration, enjoyment and all that. Once it so happened, he joined his friends to poach deer, to steal deer from the neighborhood. And they were caught, matter was reported to the police station, they were caught, and when they were caught, they were put behind the bars. So in the meanwhile, Shakespeare, our own Shakespeare, the legendary dramatist, the great creative artist, the great creative genius, was put behind the bars for some months. After that, he was released, and after he was released, a kind of awareness came to him. He became very aware of his future. What is he going to do? What is he going to do in future? What is his focus? How does he monitor his life? How does he establish himself in society? How does he earn something? That is the existential problem, food, cloth and shelter. So even if he was an adolescent, not very grown up, he began to think about it and he decided that nothing will be done at the village at Stratford. I must go to London, because he thought opportunities are galore in London. So in the meanwhile he left for London. But what does he do in London? Like our people, when they don't get anything, they leave their studies, they don't get any service or job or anything else, they go to the state capital or the national capital Delhi or the state capitals like Bhubaneswar, Patna, Kolkata, Hyderabad, etc. So he went to London to seek his fortune. That's what he has said, the critics have said, historians have said. Shakespeare proposed or decided to go to London to seek his fortune. There he was roaming around like an orbitless planet. There was nothing, no prop. There was no source where he can get employed, where he can be meaningfully employed, where he can get some source of earning. He was, in a state of stress, in a state of disappointment, hopelessness. In the meanwhile, he came across some street plays are going on. Just remember, in my previous video I was talking about the street play. What are these street plays? These street plays were written by the university wits: Thomas Kidd, Robert Greene, George Peele, Thomas Nase, John Lilly, Christopher Marlowe, etc. And their plays were staged. Since there was no theatre hall, they used to stage it on the street roads, on an improvised stage. The stage is improvised. To give a forest scene or to display a forest scene, they put a twig or branch of a tree on the stage. To make a bedroom, they draw a screen, put a cot and a bed sheet. Like that they were managing. And Shakespeare was, hovering around there, moving around there, loitering around there. Some ladies and gentlemen who were coming on horseback, they caught notice of Shakespeare. They called him, "Boy, come here." He said, "Yes, sir. What can I do for you?" "Now, will you hold this horse till such time we come back from the play?" "Yes, I don't mind. We will pay something. And whatever you pay, I don't mind." So he held the horse. So at that time he did two things simultaneously. One is he held the horse, and the second is he watched the street play which is being conducted in front of him, because there is no screen, there is no boundary, there is no, there is no boundary, and there is no restriction. It was open for all. So he watched the play. Time rolled on. Some days passed off. The director of the play got notice of a very handsome boy having winsome appearance. William Shakespeare used to be very handsome in his childhood. So the director called him. "Boy, listen, are you interested to play some roles in the drama?" He said, "Yes, of course, yes, I am interested." "No, but terms and conditions are there. T and C will apply." He said, "Yes, tell me, what are the terms and conditions?" "You will not be given a male role. You will be given a female role." He said, "Yes, I don't mind." So he agreed to perform female roles, and since then he began to perform female roles. While performing the roles, look at the talent, the potential of the boy Shakespeare. He was watching, he was studying, he was analyzing how plot is made, how characters are drawn, how dialogues are delivered, what atmosphere is focused. All these four aspects of drama: plot, character, dialogue, atmosphere. He analyzed it, studied it, observed it, researched it during doing the role of female characters. Then he made an attempt to write plays. He made an attempt. And opinions used to differ. Some say that Henry VI, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3 was his first play. Some others say that no, Two Gentlemen of Verona was his first play. Then he began to write plays on his own. And he drew inspiration from Christopher Marlowe. Christopher Marlowe was a great source of inspiration to him. Marlowe's four important plays, very significant plays, popular plays: The Tamburlaine, The Jew of Malta, Edward II, and Dr. Faustus. They were a source of inspiration for Shakespeare, and he began to write plays. He started with comedies. As far as drama is concerned, there are three types of dramas: tragedies, comedies, and tragicomedies. Shakespeare began with comedies, thinking that life is full of enjoyment, full of excitement, full of love, full of romance, a little bit of separation, a little bit of misunderstanding, later on union, and all that. But something happened in 1599 that was a very crucial period for Shakespeare. That was the turning point in the literary career of Shakespeare, when his wife, Anne Hathaway, who was 8 years older to him, she passed away. Soon after, his son passed away. His son's name is Hamnet, Hamnet. Hamnet passed away. His brother passed away. His father passed away. So he came across a series of, mishaps. When the series of mishaps took place, he revised his opinion and he thought, no, life cannot be a bed of roses. Life is not that rosy as it appears to be. Life is full of miseries. Life is full of challenges. Life is full of roller coaster ride. Life is full of pessimism also, cynicism also, hopelessness, disillusionment. So many challenges are coming. And in between, a man has to look for happiness amid these challenges. So he began to write tragedies, and his first tragedy was Hamlet. Hamlet, it is said, is written on the basis of his son Hamnet. The name also echoes. The title of the play, Hamlet, also echoes his son's name, Hamnet. That was written. Hamlet became a great success. Hamlet was a play of indecisiveness, play of indecision, uncertainty, and Hamlet was a reflective character, an erudite character, a wise character, a philosophical character. To be or not to be, that is the question. Oh, cursed spite that ever I was born to set it right. Hamlet said, time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite that ever I was born to set it right. He found in his state, Denmark, everything is appearing to be gloomy. He was studying at Wittenberg University. After he heard of his father's sudden death, he dashed off to Denmark. And after reaching Denmark, he was totally stunned to notice that two functions are going on simultaneously. One is the nuptial ceremony of his uncle, and the other is the funeral ceremony of his father, King Hamlet. King Hamlet, it is said, is died of snake bite. Died being bitten by a snake. Died in snake bite. But actually, things were different, which was discussed in the play. When we discuss the play, we will come to that. And when he was stunned by seeing this, his friend Horatio, he consoled him. And Horatio could realize that Hamlet is totally broken after his father's death. He needs some space. So he consoled him and asked him to relax, take rest. Things will be understood properly as time moves on. So this is how Hamlet was written. And after that, Othello was written, King Lear was written, Macbeth was written. So Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, Macbeth. The four important tragedies were written between 1519 to 1606. Within these 7 years, Shakespeare shot into limelight as a legendary playwright, as a great playwright, and he borrowed his tragic vision, or he got the clue to his tragic vision, maybe from Seneca, maybe from other dramatists of Greece and Rome, and he did not look back since then. He went on to write tragedies. Hamlet, Othello, Macbeth, King Lear, Titus Andronicus, Coriolanus, Julius Caesar, Antony Cleopatra, so many other tragedies have been written. Henry V, so many important tragedies were written by him, and the tragedies reflected the worries and anxieties, sorrows and sufferings of life. He wanted to give a message to the society that life as it is looked upon as a bed of roses, as very rosy, very full of excitement, full of romance, full of revelry, full of festivity, is not a fact. There are also the darker sides, the gloomier sides, and life is a mix or a blend of joys and sorrows. Today, let's end it here, stop it here. I would like to request all of you to kindly share, subscribe and like this channel. This is your channel, KP's Lit Charts. You can always look for new things from the standpoint of your NET exam, from the standpoint of your research, from the standpoint of your MA examination, or even those who are interested broadly in literature, they can look for this and browse this channel, KP's Lit Charts, your favorite channel. This is your channel. Thank you very much. Jai Jagannath. Namaskar.